Hey party people, Techno here, and what I have for you today is a MasterLock number 77 padlock with this very cool embossed and stylized lion face on the lock body. These were produced starting in, I believe, 1945, with a production run that lasted until I'm not quite sure when. However, in 1996, they did have a commemorative edition lock that very much had this same kind of style and reused this lion face as well. Prior to 1945, a lock like this, or maybe the same lock, I'm not entirely sure, was produced but with a full lion body embossed on the front rather than this lion head. So pretty cool looking lock, definitely has some Art Deco vibes about it. Interesting construction with sort of this clamshell steel body that's riveted together. If we flip this over, we can see engraved on the back, MasterLock Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, made in USA, patented, and then this 5215 stamp towards the bottom. Now, when it comes to the core, though, this is very much, in every way, a modern MasterLock. So not a whole lot has changed in many decades. We have a 4-pin core, all standard pins, and you can see that the tolerances are exactly what we would expect from a MasterLock, with that core just kind of flopping around in the body there. Another thing just to point out on this lock is, I don't know if you can make it out, but this lock is actually quite dirty. There's a lot of grime and grit that's kind of in that core there. And this is just interesting to point out because from a lockpicking perspective, any lock that's been out in the weather, exposed to the elements, maybe has corrosion built up inside or has grease, grit, mud, whatever, getting into that core, that can complicate the lockpicking process because it's going to deaden the feedback that you get from your pick. It's going to be harder to feel when those pins are set. They're kind of going to drag within the core. They may feel set when they're not in fact set. And then beyond that, of course, if there's corrosion and things, that could completely damage the springs and possibly destroy the lock altogether. But with that out of the way, we are going to use a 32 thousandths tensioner on this top of the keyway and my Tron pick from Sparrows to attempt to get this lock open. And I don't think that grit and grime is going to pose too much of a problem for this lock since the bar is starting rather low with the core. Pin 4, again, it is a 4-pin lock, so slight click out of pin 4, move to pin 3. Pin 3 feels as though it's binding. There we go, kind of like just snapped up into place, or maybe into place. It moved at the very least. So now we got a nice click out of 3, I believe that was, on pin 2. So taking pin 2, nice click there, and then pin 1, and a click out of pin 1. So let's work our way back down. 1, 2, feels set. 3, touch 3, got a nice little click out of 3 again. And then 4, nothing on 4, so let's bring it back up. 3, 2, 2, maybe, yeah, I think 2 is set. Just touched 1, got a click out of 1, and this lock is open. So maybe that grime kind of contributed a little bit more to that core there. There were some pins that felt set when they weren't in fact set, but still not too bad to get that open. You can see here that we have a single locking pawl on this lock, spring-loaded locking pawl right there, which means that this lock is also susceptible to shimming. So again, with those tolerances, there is room to get a shim in there, and because it's only a single-sided locking pawl, we only need to use one shim to push that pawl out of the way, and we get an open. So again, very much, despite its age, right in line with a lot of our modern master locks, especially those smaller 4-pin locks, but definitely way cooler looking than those modern master locks. And with that, I want to say thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by and taking a look. Until next time, take care, everyone. I will talk to you later.